Let's talk about Triangle of Sadness. This is the latest from Ruben Östlund, who had a movie called Force Majeure, which is one of the only movies I've seen from him. But I'm very curious to go into his filmography and look at the rest of his movies because I think he is definitely a new force that definitely has to be seen. So, this film basically deals with what happens when the rich and the not rich, the working class, collide. And before I get any further into this is spoiler free, so don't worry about any spoilers if you have not seen this movie. I know it's playing very limited, which kind of is a downer because I think this is a film that should be seen as by many people as possible because it is definitely one of those movies that really does put a magnifying glass on our society and it is done very well. So before I go any further, make sure you're subscribed and hitting that notification bell. We're on the road to 50,000 subscribers. We're currently running a 25,000 subscriber giveaway, so make sure you enter that by following us on the YouTube channel and commenting below you want to join the giveaway, or you can go check out the giveaway video for more information on how to get more entries. But let's talk about Triangle of Sadness. Now, as I said, this is a film done by Ruben Östlund, and it is a very well done film. Before we get any further into the review, RIP to Charlie Dean, who is in this movie, who plays Yaya. She tragically passed away this year, and it is a shame because I just want to go ahead and start off the review by saying that her character was very well done. The actress really did an amazing job at portraying a character that was supposed to be this sort of influencer model and really showing what is wrong in the society today we live in with a lot of this sort of new influence life that we see a lot of people try to replicate as well, and at the same time lose sort of this empathy as well towards humanity in itself, because this movie really deals a lot with sort of the disconnect that is there between the uber wealthy and the people who are just trying to make ends meet for their families and themselves. And I thought they did a really good job with this film at really portraying both sides of the coin, as well as the sort of like symbiotic relationship that there is here, because at the end of the day it gave me Parasite vibes where the rich really felt like they were all powerful and on top, but at the same time they are just parasites to the working class, because without the working class this whole the best way I can put this into terms is this whole floor that they're on and this pedestal would completely vanish if the working class just completely stopped doing what they were doing. And you really get this sense of the film really trying to dabble in these sort of talks and relationships that we have, as well as also with talking about capitalism, socialism, communism at the same time, and really giving you these interesting takes on the society that we are in right now, and just various relationships as well. I think that the camera work here is done exceptionally well, especially in certain scenes in the yacht scene, when we have this sort of like disbalance going on, and it's sort of the disbalance as well as the wealth classes and all of that. And I think that Ruben Östlund really did a good job with that right there. Cinematography here is on point as well, very sharp, very much so color schemes that make sense for certain times, especially as we get into more stressful situations as well. You really start feeling what these characters are feeling as well, due to the color palette as well, and also just these shots that show how isolated some things can be. So I thought it did a good job with that. I think that the actors in here as well, like I said, Charlie Dean did an amazing job in this movie, but I think everybody else as well was just on their A game. Woody Harrelson, Harris, as well as Dolly, who were in this movie just very much so giving exceptional chops here. The writing by Ruben here is really great, and it really explores more of what he tried to do with Force Majeure, and he does have an upcoming film that is going to explore this sort of like sociological component to his films that he has been doing for so long now, and I really do enjoy seeing them play out as well. So I'm excited to see what his next film will definitely bring. I think the comedy here is really good as well. It really has you laughing at moments. It is a dark comedy as well, so there is a lot of moments where you're just laughing. You're like, did I really just laugh at that? But I think it's done in a way where it makes sense for you to be laughing at these situations and moments right here. So overall, I think that Ruben Östlund's new film Triangle of Sadness is a must-see. I will say that there is some very much so squeamish moments throughout the film. Definitely look into it, and some very dark moments as well that will really have you thinking like, damn, this is messed up, honestly. So if you're squeamish and things like that, or sensitive to certain subjects, this is definitely a film you might want to look into before you go see it, because it is very dark, honestly. Now, that is not to say the film is perfect. There were some things that I found to be a little bit like for me, and that's definitely going to be the run time for this movie. So when I was at Fantastic Fest, a bunch of the movies, I would say all of them were about an hour and a half to hour and 40, and that's sort of been my golden sort of like runtime now for movies, because I think that if a movie's able to present all of its ideas in that runtime, it is definitely doing a good job. And so when I went to go see this movie, which was over 2 hours, I was definitely a little bit looking at my watch at times like, how long are we gonna go? Because certain things could have been cut out. There was a lot of things that were not really necessary as you saw the movie towards the end, and you just sat there thinking like, yeah, I could have gone without seeing all of that, and I still would have felt more satisfied with the movie, because it would have felt fresh in everything that's been presented in ideas. I think that's another thing too, is there's so many things just presented in this movie that you sort of get to like be lost in the sauce as well, and at times it just feels like a debate going on, not really the ideas of the director being pushed or presented at you, which I would have loved to have more. I think he tried to talk about too many things all at once, and at the same time you forget almost everything that was talked about throughout the film. But overall, like I said, those were my only things that I didn't like about the film. It was too long, and there were too many ideas presented, where I think if he focused solely on some things, it would have been a much more focused, much more direct movie that would have had more impact on me. But I still enjoyed the film, and I would give it about a B plus, and definitely one I think to check out with a theater full of audience is the one to go for this one, because the reactions and everybody just watching the movie, the scenes play out in real time, is one of the best moments for the film in my opinion. But overall, let me know your thoughts and opinions if you've seen Triangle of Sadness in the comments down below. Make sure you're hitting that notification bell, subscribe button down below. We are on the road to 50,000 subscribers, currently doing the 25k giveaway, which will run until October 29th. Check out the giveaway video if you want more information on that. But as always, that's going to do it for me. Like I said, Triangle of Sadness is a must-see. Just know if you're squeamish, sensitive to subjects, and all of that, this is definitely a film you might want to look into before you go see it because of that. But overall, I did enjoy it, and it is definitely going to be placed in my top 20 for the year probably. We'll see by the time the year ends. But anyways, I'll see all of you next time. Stay safe, stay positive. But if you made it all the way to the end, really appreciate you sticking around. Make sure you definitely go ahead and check out our podcast that we just dropped last week. We do have another one dropping tomorrow, and then we will also be doing these more regularly now as we get closer to the 13 days of Halloween. So anyways, let me know your thoughts and opinions. Check out our other videos. We will have a video on Halloween and its ending, as well as Terrifier 2 and some other stuff about it. So we got a lot coming, so you don't want to miss out on any of that. So make sure you're tuning in. But as always, I'll see all of you next time. Stay safe, stay positive.